Hi, my name is Roy Vasher, and I'm going to uh, record a series of videos on how to use Power BI. So let me share my screen uh, and we'll get started. So let me open up this Power BI script I've got here for how to create a data model using the GDP data from the web. And this is based on a video that you can also watch to give you the tips on how to do this. But I thought maybe it would be better if I try to redo it myself and record the mistakes I make so that you'd also understand that it's kind of a trial and error. So the first thing I've got here is to start the BI app on your computer. So if you haven't already downloaded Power BI, you need to do that. So I'm going to go down here and just launch the Power BI app and give me a second here while it comes up. Okay, so now I've got the Power BI app and there's a place here called Get Data. So I'm going to pause that for a minute and go back to the PowerPoint slide here. So the next step is to get data. Is one of the ways to get data is obviously you can find data on your own system in Excel or other databases, but you can also get it from the web. So for this example, we're going to pull down data from the GDP. So I'm going to right click on this link here and open up a link and also show you how to get the data from the web. So this is the World Economic Database, and scroll down here, and as the video explains, click on all countries. And let me hit continue. And then scroll down here, and there's a change here in the video. It shows gross domestic product current prices for internet for US dollars, but the current version only has international dollars. So I click on that one because I don't have an option for US dollars. So that's a slight change in what's on the video that you're watching. So then it basically gives you a date range, and I'm gonna just go ahead and select prepare report. And you see now you've got the report here on the screen. Scroll down here. So you can see that report. It's got all the countries and it's got data by year, gross domestic product data. But now here it says download a report, but you really don't want to do that because what you want to do is go up here and click the link and copy that because you want the Power BI to actually get the data directly. So let me go back now to Power BI and click on Get Data. And one of the options here, I think, is get it from the web. Let me see if I can find it. Let me think. There it is, the web. So let me hit connect. And now it comes up where you can paste that URL that we copied. So then hit OK. And hit connect again. You see it's working, trying to find the website. So let's give it a minute. Still working, you can see. Depending on the speed of the connection, that may take a couple of minutes. Now it's populating. So now it gives you the different tables are in the data, and you can kind of click on a table to see what it is. And it turns out that table 1, I think is the one we want. Let me go ahead and just click the other table and see what that one has. Well, that's got same thing. Let me see. Okay, that looks like, let me see what this one. Yeah, this has got the data with the different columns of data. So let's check this one as the one we want. Now down here, as the video shows, you have 2 options to load the data, but you don't want to do that because you always want to clean or transform the data before you load it. So let me click transform. And that kind of opens up your data in a way you can edit it and correct or delete any information you don't want. So now, as you can see on this screen here, there isn't any headers on the column. So let me go back to the PowerPoint and kind of just show. Now we've completed this step, the first 2 steps. We started Power BI, we've got the data from the web. So the next step, and again, I put on the video where you can find the explanation on how to do this. I'm trying to repeat it, but so the first step is we want to make a new header. Then we're going to delete unnecessary columns, and then we're going to convert the data columns into rows, then filter out the invalid data. And then also change column format. So that's a lot of steps we're doing in cleaning the data here. So let me go back here to this step. And you see that we don't have a column headers here. So to do that, what we want to do is, let me see, let me look up here in the transformation here. And I think what actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to, well, here it is. It says use first row as a header. So what you see, what we did is it picked up the first row of data and it made it the header. Let me move this over here so I can see, and let me just scroll over here to see if we got headers. So yeah, we got dates here, years for each of the. So now the one of the things is just to example is to how to delete columns, and I think in the video it says this notes column isn't really necessary. So what you can do is click a column and I think remove columns. Whatever column you've selected, it's going to remove it. So this is a way, again, you can clean up your data and eliminate unnecessary data. Now it looks like all the other data fields, and I'll keep these even though probably aren't necessary, the scale and so on, but just for keeping it short, I'll keep that. So now what we did, let me go back to the PowerPoint here because make sure I'm in the right spot. So now we want to can delete unnecessary columns, convert data columns into rows. So this is a kind of a tricky thing here. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this. So what you want to do is these years need to be rows for the data model to work. So you hold down the shift key and you go across and you find the last row of data. So now what you want to do is go up here, I think it's a transform, and what we want to do is unpivot the column. So this will actually hopefully make these columns into rows. So let me click that. In Magic, it now created a row for each year of data and the value. So now the next thing is this attribute and value isn't very meaningful. So we want to go ahead and change the name of the column. So let me right click and go down to rename. And so we're going to make this year. And the value column, let's make that GDP, rename GDP. There we go. So now let me go back to the PowerPoint and see where I'm at. So now the converted columns to rows, and I've renamed them. We want to now find if there's any invalid data, and also change the column format. So let me go back here to the Power BI. And I think if we go over here according to video and scroll down, we'll find NA. It means they couldn't find the data, the value. So we don't want to bring in the NA data. So unclick that, and that will basically filter out the NA rows. So now we've got all valid GDP data. Now, the other thing is that this GDP data is, if you see this little icon, it's text data. So let me click this drop-down box. Oops, that didn't do it that way. Okay, see that I clicked on this ABC, and it's really a text field. But this is needs to be a numeric field. So we're going to convert that to a decimal field. That way the data model can process the data. Now, the other fields look okay. The year is not going to be a field we're going to do calculations on. So I think we can probably leave it as ABC, or if you prefer, you could make it, I'm sorry, you can make it a decimal field also. But we'll do that just for sake. So let's make them both decimal, since they're both only numeric data. So let me go back. I think that's the conclusion of this section here. So now the next section is going to be a data visualization. But I think what I'll do is I'll stop this video here, so it's not too long, that we can discuss what we've learned up to this point. So let me go ahead and stop the video. I can stop sharing my screen, I guess, first. So let me go do that. And stop sharing, and then I'm going to